Do you have it ready? Okay. Here I go. So, my name is Marcus Mosley, and I have been practicing Buddhism and chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo for 6 years, and currently have the privilege of serving as the YMD leader for Rainbow Beach District. I was introduced to the practice by a friend, Sam Glover, who reached out to fellow member Justin Mathis, and it didn't take long for me to join. Today, I want to share a little bit about how this practice has helped me transform some of my struggles, while also giving me the courage to pursue dreams that once seemed far away. Throughout my life, I dealt with a lot of anxiety connected to past traumas. There were times when those experiences weighed so heavily on me that it was difficult to see hope for my future. Sometimes it felt like those things that had happened in my past were going to determine what my life was always going to be. But through chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, I began to change the way I faced those feelings. Chanting didn't mean that every problem suddenly disappeared. Instead, it helped me bring forth the courage and hope to stop allowing my past to control my future. Little by little, I was able to put some of those worries aside, move forward, and believe that there were still possibilities waiting for me. One of those possibilities came through something I've loved since I was young: Power Rangers and comic book art. I've always loved drawing, creating characters, and coming up with my own ideas. I also became involved in cosplay. These were things that genuinely made me happy and was my way of expressing myself, but I wanted to take them further. I wanted my artwork to be recognized and appreciated, and to become famous, and I wanted the creativity I put into my cosplays to open doors for me. So I chanted about it. I began creating fan art for groups such as the Jammingers and ZenithFilms Media. Eventually, they noticed my artwork and they loved it. That encouraged me to keep going. And then I started chanting about a dream that might have sounded pretty wild to somebody else. I wanted to become a Power Ranger myself. Not just any Ranger either. I specifically wanted to become a male Pink Ranger. I continued chanting and pursuing the things I love. Along the way, I met Maurice McCoy Jr. He saw my drawings and the many cosplays I had created, and eventually he asked me to become the executive producer and the Pink Ranger in his own original project. Something that had once existed mainly in my imagination was actually beginning to become part of my life. At the same time, I continued communicating with the Jammingers and ZenithFilms Media. Those relationships grew stronger, I made more connections, and eventually they began considering me part of their teams. I also had an experience that reminded me that we can chant about the big dreams in our lives and also the immediate challenges right in front of us. My friend Maurice and I traveled to Michigan to work as featured extras in an upcoming project called Power Rangers Cosmos. But while we were there, we suddenly had a problem. We couldn't get an Uber or a Lyft from the inn where we were staying at the filming location. We needed to get there in time for the shoot, and it looked like we might not make it, so I began chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Rather than allowing myself to become overwhelmed by anxiety or immediately assume everything was going to go wrong, I chanted and kept trying. Thankfully, we were able to get a ride and arrived in time for filming. Looking back at these experiences, I can see how much that my Buddhist practice has helped me change. For me, the benefit isn't only that I got opportunities with my artwork, became involved with these creative teams, or even got the opportunity to become the Pink Ranger I had chanted about. One of the greatest benefits has been developing the confidence to keep moving forward instead of allowing anxiety, trauma, or circumstances to convince me that there is no future. I'm learning that chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo allows me to bring forth hope that when I feel hopeless, courage when I feel afraid, and determination when something seems impossible. There are still challenges in my life, and there are still dreams that I'm chanting toward. But now, when I encounter an obstacle, I have to keep inside of me that says, keep going. So I want to encourage everyone here, especially anyone who may be struggling with anxiety, something painful from the past, or a dream that seems too big or unrealistic. Please keep chanting. Chanting about what it really is in your heart. Chant about your fears. Chant about your dreams. Chant about the things you don't know how to overcome yet. And then take action based on the courage and wisdom that comes from your practice. My experience has taught me that our circumstances do not have to decide our future. Through chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo and continuing to challenge myself, I'm determined to keep creating value from everything I experience and to keep proving the power of this practice through my own life. Thank you very much.